Hi, my name is Gudrun from GE Designs. Welcome to our live show, Tipsy Tuesday. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our show. It is another Tuesday. It's a great show today. We're going to be revealing our little bundle club today. Talk a little bit about our amazing Saturday, if you spent Saturday with us. And we have some brand new releases.
What an
today.
awesome Saturday.
Yes. So thank you for being here. If you're new around here or haven't done so yet, make sure you're subscribed to our channel, our YouTube channel. And if you prefer watching on Facebook, you can always like our page there and then sign up for those notifications. Hit that button because then you'll never miss a show. There's always something fresh and new. And we're going to keep it fun and exciting and keep you quilting.
That's right.
Today is also the second part of our G-Easy building blocks, our free program. We got a new block today, and this one is kind of geared toward beginners.
Okay.
Mr. HP, say hello, everybody.
Oh, hello, everybody. Hello.
Now, you are going to possibly learn how to quilt making this one.
Goodbye,
Have you started?
everybody. Goodbye.
I guess that's a no.
Oh, yeah.
But so great to have you here. Make sure you give us some hearts and thumbs up throughout the show. We have a giveaway at the end, so you have a chance to answer a question in the end of the show and be eligible for a prize that we will draw next week.
Okay.
Now, behind us, we have a lot of Frida. It's the Frida party because we just had our Frida quilt along, of course, on Saturday.
Yes.
How many? Raise your hand, wave at us, give us heart, thumbs up if you participated on Saturday. We had lots of folks on, lots and lots of folks on from all over the world live. It's always so much fun. Very fun Saturday. Yay, good. So, we were, of course, tired, but that was a great day. I think that was one of our best sew-alongs, I swear.
It was awesome.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
So behind you, you have Frida.
Frida, so good to meet you.
All right.
Yeah.
We have a new song, too.
Yeah.
And this one is made out of Boho Haven.
Boho.
And that is actually a line that is about to arrive in our store. It's been shipped. So coming from, this one is Fancy That Design House by Moda. Mm-hmm. And then behind me, I have, of course, the original Frida that's made out of Berry Market last summer. And then I have my brand new one that's made out of a line that is almost arriving. That's not a word, but very soon arriving. And that is Arabesque from Moda. Love this line. Love the colors. So we're excited to show you more Fridas, of course. But let's talk about our winner from last week.
Still sewing, having fun.
Still having fun. I love that. Mm-hmm. We're not expecting you to finish everything right away.
Yeah.
Keep you active. So last week I asked you a question. What is your favorite Tilda collection? Because we released 2 Tilda collections that are just flying out the door right now. The Songbird collections. And the winner is...
Drum roll.
Lynn Sykes. Congratulations, Lynn. You have won a gift card, so send us an email to help@GEQuiltDesigns, and we will get you that gift card. Now, Lynn says, can't pick, the collections are all beautiful, and they mix so well together. That is a perfect answer, because they really do. They really do. Okay, so we have, of course, our tip of the day every Tuesday, and we kicked off our 2026 program, one of our 2026 programs, free program, where we take a classic block, we stripologize it, and this time we are building a quilt. You can do 3 sizes of blocks, which means 3 sizes of quilt, and this is our G-Easy building blocks. Are you ready for block number 2? We're going to make quite a few of these, but then going forward, it's only 1 a month. This one is good because it's the standard of quilting. We're going to play with some strip piecing and subcutting. Welcome to our second lesson of the G-Easy building blocks. In the first one, we made our first block, a rail fence. We made 4 blocks. So if you haven't done this one yet, make sure you go back and do block 1, because a lot of the same lessons are going to carry over through the whole program. So in the first lesson, we learned how to cut strips. So strip sets, I gave you some tips on pressing those strip sets and subcutting them. So now as we move into block number 2, we are going to be making 9 patch blocks, which look like this. So just explaining the free printable sheet for block 2, we have 3 different sizes of the blocks. So that goes back to our overview of the program. So make sure you have that downloaded. That's going to make 3 different size quilts. And so you are going to be following the cutting for the size you're making. So for example, for my 9-inch, I need 5 3.5-inch strips of, and this is with the fabric, so selvage to selvage, of the darker fabric, and then 4 of the lighter fabric. So you're going to start by cutting your strips. So then from there, I have my strips cut like so. Just know that if you're making a 12-inch block or a 9-inch block, your strips are going to be with the fabric. If you're making a 6-inch, it's enough to have half width or about 21-inch long strips. So we're going to do the same thing as we did in block 1 and making strip sets. So you are going to take the whole length of a strip. If you're making the 2 larger sizes, just half width for the smaller size. And we're going to sew 2 different types of strip sets. One that has the dark on the outside, the top one. And so I like to sew 1 seam, and then I like to press. We're going to press towards the darker fabrics. And then you sew the other side, and then you press towards that. So away from the lighter fabric in the middle. And then you're going to make a reversed coloring. So that one would be with the 2 lights on the outsides. So you'll see here how many strip sets you need for each one. For my size, I would need 2 of the darker on the outside and 1 set that has the lighter. Now, a little tip, for my size, I actually cut my strips on the fold and worked with just half width sets. You just know you have to make double the amount than is stated here, but it's just easier to work with when you only have the half width. So now that you have your sets made, we are going to do some subcutting. And obviously we want to use the XL ruler for that because we are able to fully subcut our sets. So I have my light ones, and I obviously am going to have 2 of these, and then I'm going to have 4 of these. So I can stack, if you want to do that, I can stack a light and a dark just to save some time. What I'm doing here, because I pressed them opposite, if you just lay them on top of each other, making sure those seams are nesting, you can feel them, making sure they're not on top of each other, you can feel them nesting all the way down. So then you know that they are lined, and you can easily utilize that when you're lining things up to subcut. So I want to use a horizontal line on my ruler to line up with my seams. And this is a good way to check too where your seam, if your seam allowances were accurate, because there should be exactly 3 inches for my size block, 3 inches between the 2 seams. So that means I cut a 3.5-inch strip. So this should be 3 inches now, that center strip. So then once I am all lined up, I'm just going to be cutting in 3.5-inch increments. Just make sure that you know which block you are making, which size, and that will determine how wide your subcuts are going to be. 4.5-inch wide for the largest, 3.5, and then 2.5 for the smallest. So I am going to make my 3.5, 7, 10.5, and then 14, 17.5, and then I can cut on the 21 if I need. Now, you probably don't need to utilize that. 21 is the edge of the ruler because this little lip is exactly 1 inch. So if you have room, you can make that cut if you need it, but probably won't need it. So now we have all our units here. And because I cut them together, I have one of each. So now we can start building our blocks. Once you have your strip sets all subcut, we're back down to that final part of assembling our block. So what we want to do is the 9-patch block is going to have the dark in the 4 corners of the block and then a dark center. So this is how we want it to look. When I'm piecing these, I like to just take 2 like this, and this is where we want some accuracy. So we want these 2 seams to really match up. So I feel for those seams here, and then I just grab my pins. And once you see them, they're butting nicely. They are nested, so they're not on top of each other. I'm going to put a pin here, and then the second seam again, I want to put a pin there. So a little trick on pinning, you want to always pin right across from the direction that you're sewing, because it's going to hold it in place. You're just going to remove the pin right when you come up to it. Do not sew over it. So pin this way, you're going to sew one side, and then we're going to press. So here is the one side, and we want to press away from that center. So again, like I showed you in the first block, go over it with your iron and then push the seam out to get this nice and flat. So now that you've sewn 2 sides, all you have to do is add the third, and so that is easy. We flip it on this side, pin the 2 sides, you're going to sew and press outwards, and we have our 9-patch block looking like this. And this is a great way to practice multiples. We're going to be making a total of 12 blocks. Very classic block in quilt making, something you probably be doing a lot. So making 12 of these, that is our block 2, the 9-patch. So that is the assignment for this month. So there it is, block number 2. Yes, we're making quite a few of them. But as somebody said in the comments, 9 patches are used a lot in quilting. It's such a great block to alternate between piece blocks, intricate blocks, between panels, between applique blocks. It's a classic. If I would have a count of how many 9 patches I've made in my lifetime, that would be fun to know.
Yeah.
That'd be fun to know.
How many you think?
That's a good question. Gudrun, are you pre-washing fabrics and then starching them? Heard something about the starch last week. No, I do not pre-wash, because when you starch, you really are soaking, not really soaking, but you're getting the fabrics wet. So what pre-washing does, sometimes it takes the finish that is applied at the factories after they print them, it takes kind of that out and then it really reshapes them. So the fibers of the fabric really get to be reshapen by being kind of wet and rinsed. So what I do nowadays, I starch my fabric without pre-washing, because that pretty much does the same thing. When you get the fabrics wet, the fibers are going to realign themselves. Yes, do they shrink a little bit? They usually do. Depends on the fabric, company, and sometimes just even between lines, how much. So you can always test it ahead of time. But yes, I will starch before. I don't do any pre-washing. I make sure they are completely dry before I iron my fabrics, and then I cut. And then after you've cut your pieces and start piecing, you don't get your fabric wet again. So don't use a spray bottle as you are piecing, because now you have that stabilizer in your fabrics. And if you wet it again, they become unstable again because they get wet. So that's what I do. Now, if you're wondering if I leave the starch in my quilt, no, because I usually, if I gift a quilt, unless it's going to go hang in museums or go on the road with me, I wash them after or before I gift them. I always wash the whole quilt. Then they really get nice and snuggly and crinkly. Yeah. Wash and dry.
Okay.
All right, great question. Great question. And really, actually, it was helpful for the Frida blocks. Now, it'd be great to hear some of your comments if you did try starch for the Frida blocks before you pieced, because most of those cuts are going to be all cross grain. So, yes. Can you make blocks from different fabrics since making 12 or have them all match? Oh, I mix it up. So if you have 12 different fabrics, what she's wondering is, can you add to that or make many varieties? Yes, you can. Do you starch flannel? I have, and you can. It's gonna definitely make it more stable. Just know that flannel will shrink a little bit more than regular cottons. Normally when I'm working with flannel, I try to choose patterns that are pretty simple, cut on the straighter grain. So what I'm talking about there is squares, rectangles, and things like that. So usually I'm not working with any bias etches, so I don't starch, but I have. You can, but I usually don't, because I love it when I piece flannel quilt. I put flannel on the back and quilt it with some yummy batting like wool or something, and then I wash it all together and it just gets so cozy. Hang to dry or fluff in the dryer? Ideally, I hang it to dry. I hang it outside. It dries pretty fast. If I have to do it inside, I have a little fan, like a little fan that I turn on, and it dries really fast that way. I have been known, if I need to really get to the fabric, I have been known to throw it in the dryer, especially if it's not fully dry. You need it to be crispy dry. Okay? And, yes, you can iron with a dry iron to get your pieces to dry faster, but honestly, a dryer will do it even faster than your dry iron on every single piece. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Lots of comments today. I love this interaction. Let me see. Any other questions? Great conversations today. Thank you, everybody. Sometimes we feel like we're just alone here in the Dog and Pony Show. It's great to get interaction. But today, next segment, we are going to show you one of our wonderful fabric subscription clubs. This one is a bi-monthly one. It's our Little Bundle Club. So our little bundles are kind of our play on charm packs, but better, because you get a fat 12th, which is a 6 by half width, 6 by 21 inches of fabric, 12 different pieces. So they're all very coordinated, just like our half yard bundles and fat quarter bundles. And very, of course, exclusive, because we curate them all ourselves. But with that kind of a piece, instead of getting pre-cut 5-inch squares, you can starch, you can pre-wash, and still get your 5-inch squares very accurately with your ruler. You can also do other things than 5-inch squares. You can cut strips and lots of different things with that piece of fabric, but having the amount of fabric, a little bit more than a charm pack, because you are able to get 48 5-inch squares out of those. It just becomes very versatile and so much fun to play with and try different types of fabric collections. And it's a small investment. Our Little Bundle Club is $14.95 every other month if you're a subscriber. Now, normally our little bundles in our shop are $16.95. So it is kind of a deal because you get some extra things. And let me show you what extra things you get. So for the month of February 1st is when we shipped out this month's. And so to this month's bundle, look at that. Ink and ivory. So yes, a neutrals bundle. You get a little flyer that comes with your bundle club. And we always do a little fabric pull of matching fabrics. And then we make 2 little projects using the fabrics in the bundle. We show you what we use for backgrounds, bindings, suggested things for backings, and then we give you some ideas for some long arm designs, quilting designs that you can do either long arm or something basic on your with your free motion domestic machine. There's always a coupon in every bundle club, but let's take a look at February 2026, Ink and Ivory by Riley Blake. So this is Ink and Ivory. Isn't that wonderful? We try to switch it up every month, so you will get a nice variety of fabrics. Sometimes we do a little bit seasonal, and so you get a little seasons in this club. With our regular bundle club, we don't do seasonal, but we change up kind of the style, so you can try different things. All right, let's start with the first print here, which is a nice little darkest. This goes kind of from dark to light. This whole, and I wanted that kind of gradients. This is a small floral, nice spacing, and this is almost a pure black here, which is great because we go kind of the whole spectrum. And this is a very much almost a grayscale collection. So we have, always I try to add some basics just to break things up, give a little calm. So this is a bumbleberry. So you'll see that it has a little bit of charcoal in it. So not fully black, but it's bumbleberries black. Next one has this little grid with the flowers inside it. So there's a little bit more texture, a little bit more gray. Going into some florals, we have this nice mixed floral that you'll see will have more of the lighter elements, but this collection is pretty much grayscale. You'll see many collections that have tones of other neutrals, some browns in them or things like that, but this one is pretty much a pure grayscale collection. So that just means you take the black and then you keep diluting it with white and get all the tones. So here we have a little bit of a warm gray. I think this is the exception of the grayscale. It has a little bit of warmth to it. But then we go into another small floral, that lighter gray. And again, we are just working our way through the gradients here. We have this larger floral, which is really pretty. Love this one. Just the artwork is fantastic. And then another, I have a little cameraman. He's doing some camera work as I am working here. A little distracting. Sorry. This is a deco stitch. It is called Rain Cloud, but look how perfectly it adds into our grayscale, our gradients here. We have that same leafy print that is here and where it is more contrasty. So we have a light background going into the lighter backgrounds. We have the large floral on the light background, super pretty. And what's great about when you're using a grayscale collection or a neutrals collection like this, it gives you a lot of options for kind of curating the color that you pull in with it. You can add any color. And so it really becomes a versatile tool to use for gifts or if you're making quilts or smaller items for people. So here we have all 12 pieces. So this is Ink and Ivory. So let me show you some of the 1 yards we have. We have one print out of the line that is not in here. It is a gray, it's that floral right here, but in the gray version. So we have this one available in 1 yards because we thought it was just a perfect kind of middle of the road, and we've used it for some backings to go with because it really kind of combines all the tones. And then for our pull, you'll see the fabric pull here. You have a QR code you can scan, takes you right to those fabrics if you want to snatch some up to add to your bundle and make it more versatile. So we have Grunge Eggshell, which is a neutral, but that's that same tone of a light cream off-white, if you probably call it that, off-white. We have a gray. This is the deco stitch in the Rain Cloud that is in the collection, but it's in the collection, but it's if you want more of it, you can grab there. We have the Bumbleberries Black, which is in the collection. So great one to get for bindings and things like that. And then I love this one. So this one is the Stitch Curly Cues. This was one of our one of our color club. Look, it has some color in it. So it's black with some fun color in it. So that one is great. Now, of course, I could pull any color of the rainbow to put in here. We did something with teal or turquoise, but it could be yellow, it could be red. Anything would look great in here. So just as an example, in the booklet, we are showing one of my Heima Aurora fabrics here as the turquoise, but I don't have a sample, so I decided to go rogue and show you some different options. That would be great. So for example, Dottie Thatch turquoise would be great. If you want a little bit sharper, brighter blue, this is Grunge Horizon Blue. Or you could go a little duller, but it's still gonna look great with all of these neutrals. And this is Dry Brush Teal. So this is our bundle club. Of course, I wanna show you the projects. So we always choose, of course, the project that is our little bundle, little pattern club pattern. So that's a subscription that is 1 pattern a month. And this one was awesome. So this month's pattern just released today is Little Lilo. And we used that teal background. And these, of course, this little bundle club, how great is this one? And just imagine this runner with any kind of background. You can do any kind of background. It could be yellow. Just, you can make that match your house or the decor of whoever you want this. Green would be great. Yellow, red. Just name it. It could be even just like a nice tan, and it's gonna be a nice neutral. So here's where we use the curly cues for the backing, just for a little color. But again, this backing could be used for any of them because it's got the blue and the green and the yellow and the red and the pink and the purple. Everything is in here. It works for all of them. Now the second pattern that we chose, we always choose 2 different patterns. This one is a Quilt As You Go pattern, probably not so well known. It's called Positivity, and it is a Quilt As You Go. So we used the deco stitch for the background. It is the deco stitch rain cloud, and for the backing, we used the ink and ivory floral gray, and we carried that out to the binding. I love it in the binding because how fun is it sometimes when you have a neutral background and then having something patterned in the binding. So really a nice one. Now, as far as quilting designs, this one is a Quilt As You Go, so no quilting needed. Of course, you can add it if you want to. But for this one, we chose a pattern called Billowy, and it's by Urban Elements. For small pieces like this, it's always great to choose something that you can really make smaller, simple, but gives a great texture. And this one was just perfect for it. You can see the pattern really here in the gray, using kind of a darker grayish with a little blue tinge is the thread color in here. But really love this. Now I wanted to show you, so if you are a part of this was our last pattern for Stripology Pattern Club, Little Pattern Club, the Little Lilo. Here's the one that I made for the video. So this always comes every other month as well into your account. It is a pattern, exclusive pattern, brand new, and a video class. So here's my Little Lilo. It's kind of similar. This one had some kind of winter fabrics, but I used this terracotta color background. And I kind of love how you can play with different color background for this Little Lilo pattern. Love that. Any questions on our pattern club or subscription club? Let us know. We have already released Stripology Pattern Club, Little Pattern Club for season 2. So you can purchase that now. The first pattern will be released in April 10th. But I've listed all of the ones that we've been doing this next season. So check it out. Check it out. Do you see any questions, sir? I see for some reason YouTube is holding a lot of comments. So I'm
real
showing them.
slow.
I don't know why.
But yeah, no questions.
Some silliness going on.
We went out for a minute. Can you guys hear us now? Hopefully.
Good.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us? Thumbs up.
Well, we have some brand new patterns being released today. So these are now available from both our distributors. They are available for our quilt shops in a printed format, and now for the first time available on our website as a printed pattern and a PDF pattern. So of course these are also available if you want to buy the pattern and video class together. At least some of them are. But they also, if you just want a pattern, they're available like that as well. So the first ones are two of our Little Pattern Club patterns from this first season, and it is Little Dina, now available. Love my Little Dina. That is a quick and fun one. Of course, I used a little bundle for this one. This one was done with some fall fabrics, but super quick. You just choose one accent, and that's all you need to put together a runner with a little bundle or a charm pack. And here's another colorway that we did for our Little Bundle Club. That was Painted Garden. I don't remember what month that was. Might have been, it might have been October or August. I don't remember. And then we have Little Katrina is our second little pattern release. This one was October's. I know that because I used fall fabrics for that pattern cover. I loved it. Very fun to do. So much easier than it looks. And there is the other colorway I played with. That was Nature Study. That was our Little Bundle Club fabric for October. Love it. Somebody said it looks like Doritos. Like you spilled really colorful Doritos all over your table runner. But love both of those. They're really fun to make and fast. They really don't look like they're fast, but they are fast. And then our brand new single pattern release. I know you've probably seen this quilt. Some of you may have made it because it's Margot, which was our one-day retreat pattern back in October.
Yes.
How many Margos are finished since October? Maybe not all of them. I'm sure not all of them.
Couple, two or three.
Yeah, a couple, two or three. But Margot is now available as a printed pattern or as a PDF pattern. I know some shops have been waiting for this one, so we're excited to release it. There's another colorway of Margot using a dark background. It is another very versatile pattern and so much fun to make. And then our last but not least new release. This one you probably know well. Some of you are already working on it. This is our Frida. Frida, of course, the original made out of Berry Market. You saw this one if you were sewing with us on Saturday. Loved. You just need 10-inch squares and then a little accent fabric that carries through. We've got 3 versions. Oh, Sherry's ready to quilt hers. Here's mine quilted, not binding on it, but this is the one I finished with you guys. And out of Arabesque. I love the colors of this. Took it outside and just absolutely love it. Love. Can't wait to get the binding on it. Now, Arabesque. I got so many questions about that fabric. We have, it is coming probably within the next couple of weeks, but we decided to list it. So this fabric, I actually I added a little bit to the bundle, this one, because we have it going to be having it available in 1 and 3 yards. But here is the bundle. So it's a mix of these light blues, dark navies, and golds. But I mixed in more of that light fabric that I just got a 1 yard, just so I could have a more balance between the blues and the golds and the creams. So love that. But we listed the bundle as a pre-order because I know some of you really wanted it. So it is on our website right now as a pre-order. So check it out. You can snatch it up because we're not getting a lot. And as you guys know, sometimes when I have a quilt made out of it, it goes really fast. So you guys got dibs already. Got dibs early. Now, if you want to see some more Fridas, there are tons in progress. So make sure you're a part. If you're on Facebook, join our Facebook group, Gudrun's Quilt Crew, because there are 1,000 or so started Fridas already. And you can see some blocks on the in the crew. So check that out. Check that out.
Exciting.
So all the new patterns are available now. We're excited to start seeing them in stores as well. But we have a brand new collection to show you guys. This is an 8-piece collection. It's a unique one, a very unique one, but it is by one of my favorite designers, Mr. Seth Apter. It is called Stamped, and it is a low volume collection, which means all of the fabrics are this kind of a taupey brown on off-white. So for the collection, for the 8-piece bundle, that's what I chose to do, to take these and put them into a collection, because I love a scrappy background, and having a low volume scrappy background is really awesome, especially with his fabric. So this one, of course, a lot of typography here. We have storyteller, magical, treasure, adventure, courage, inspiration, original, lots of great words, lots of great kind of confirmations. Then we have a beautiful texture made with, it's called Stamped, by the way. I don't know if I said that, but the collection is called Stamped. So we have these dots on kind of a half grid. Space this out a little bit better. Then we have these really cool circles, and inside each one is like you would kind of, do a little stamp with different, there's beautiful typography. I can kind of read some of the words. It's measure, here, I don't know. There's some cool words in there, but love this texture. We have a smaller scale typography. This looks like an old typewriter print. Love that. Then we have this cool print. It kind of mixes between typography and then some really cool geometric. This looks stamped. Look how it's like the stamp had different things missing. Sometimes he names each print. This one is not named, but I love this. It's almost like piano keys, but. Next up, we have a little textural one. So there's a little X's. It's like you crossed out something you wrote, but a little bit of a horizontal directional. And this is a really cool texture here. Smaller dots, and then it's like you scraped through it. But look how cool it would be to mix all this into a fun background. And last but not least, this bigger dots than here, and then the irregular circles kind of done scribbly, like you just were playing with your pen. So this is it, 8 pieces stamped by Seth Apter. Now, you probably wonder, why aren't you doing a fabric pull with this? Because honestly, any color would go with this. But I want to show you one more print. This one is unique, and we decided to carry it in 1 yard because it has color. It actually has the names of all the colors, and it's colored in that color. So we have purple, amber, red, gold, bronze, brown, maroon, taupe, mauve, orange, indigo, yellow, black, aqua, green, blue, gray, pink, maroon, taupe, mauve, indigo, orange, yellow, turquoise, silver, crimson. You get my drift. But we have these in 1 yard, so that can be purchased individually and used for some really fun things. How great would it be for bags? I'm going to use this for quilts, of course. This is a perfect one just to have around. I just love it. And the scale is perfect too. Really great. So this one is available in 1 yard, but instead of pulling 1 yard for you to throw on here, and I would just throw all the colors on here, I decided to show you some collections that would work really great with this. So other bundles. I'm starting with Seth's own. So On Your Mark is his last collection. We still have some of it, and I have made some things with it. And here are some of my scraps, just to show you how great this would look with it. I just love his stuff, and having something fun and scrappy like this to go with these beautiful neutrals. Of course, I love it. Isn't this great?
It's great.
So you can see how it just makes sense together. It really does. So that would be one option. Another one would be Century Solids. So this is my solids bundle that I curated with Andover. I got to pick the colors, and I, of course, went kind of rogue a little bit, did something unique. But I have these with me, and I thought it would be fun to kind of place them too. So it's kind of a range of these warmer blues, reds, golds, a little chartreuse into the lighter hues of those same colors. Just look how cool that is. I think these would be great, and especially that we got print in the lights, then you can have minimal print in the opposite entity. So those would be a great option. Then I have a few that I just pulled photos of that I think would be fantastic. Transcendence is a frond design, so lots of color, and these would be fantastic. So let the background, the lighter tones be scrappy, and then add some funky color with just 1 or 2 or 3 prints. Hello Alice is another one that would be great. This is a Ruby Star by Sarah Watts. Of course, Alice in Wonderland is the theme, but beautiful bright colors that would work great. And they have a little bit of pattern to them, but not too much. Counter is E-Bond for Free Spirit. Now, I love this one, but this one has kind of a lot of numbers in it, and I think it would pair really well with Stamped because it's the same vibe. It's the same artsy vibe that Seth has, and I think they go really well together. High Flight, I love this one. This is kind of a pilot themed fabric, has some flight logs and stuff on it, so it would really pair well with that background, that Stamped collection as a scrappy background, because it's a similar style print, and I just love how the idea of how that would look together. And of course, I always love to give you a suggestion for a wide back that would go well with Stamped, whatever you're doing. This one is a brand new one that just came in, or just got restocked. It's called Connections Color Story, and it is by Wyndham Fabrics. It sells out every time, so luckily we keep being able to restock it. So I love, love, love this one for Stamped. So that is our show. Any questions on any of these collections or the things we talked about? Let us just post them in the comments and we'll try to address them. But I have a giveaway question. So here's the question. If all you got to do is answer this in the comments, and you'll be eligible for our prize next week. My question is, because you guys kind of know and get the idea how I name my patterns, if you could name one of my quilt patterns, what would it be? What would you call it? Let me know in the comments, and you never know.
Oh.
We won't pick a winner based on what I would use. We're going to randomly pick a winner, so don't worry about that. So throw it all out there.
Nice.
What should be my next pattern name? I'm working on quite a few new ones as we speak, so love to hear it. Our next show is coming up this coming Friday at 12 p.m. Central Time. Happy Friday. And then Tipsy Tuesday this coming next week, February 17th at 4 p.m. Central. And next week is not Jumbo-Laya yet. We got Jumbo-Laya in 2 weeks. So Erin, Lorelei, Rebecca. Okay, lots of ones that I haven't used. Stacy.
This one for sure.
Oh, Kirk. Interesting.
That's it. That's it.
And
Winner.
you didn't post that.
I didn't post it.
That's great. Well, thank you all for tuning in and hanging out with us this Tuesday evening. Thank you for coming, and we will see you next time.
See ya.
Step into the groove, it's the place to stay. GE Designs got the Stripology way. Quilting with the beat, you feel that heat. We're the rulers of the strips, every inch so neat. Lay your fabric here, lay it right here. Cut it right there, cut it right there. Precision in the rhythm can't help but stare. From morning to night we could and we can. Every quilt a masterpiece, nothing can compare. Home of the Stripology, feel that vibe. GE Designs where precision is our vibe. Cut it, slice it, make it so right. Queen of the spirit, sewing in the moonlight. Measure once, cut twice, that's the funky rule. Stripology magic, yeah, it's hella cool. Turn that fabric loose, make it strut and stroll. We're jamming with the quilts in control. Oh, everybody now, lift up those strips, Feel the stripology, adding flair to your life. From edge to edge, we groove through the night. Sew it up, show it off with a glow bring your sight.